Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today we are doing a finances and career reading. So we actually have 4 groups for you to choose from today. Group number 1 is assets. Group number 2 is the income increase. Group number 3 is attracting abundance. And group number 4 is ask your guides for a plan of execution, the key to financial stability. So choose a card or multiple cards that resonate with you and use the timestamps linked in the description box or pinned in the comment section below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings. If you do feel called to more than one reading or maybe even all of the readings, make sure that you're just taking what resonates and leaving the rest. Looking forward to seeing what comes up in your readings. We'll see you there. All right. Hi, group number 1. If you chose assets, then this is going to be your career and finances reading. So I'm interested to see what comes up as you chose this card with the gold bars really stacked up on it. So this gives me an indication that there's already something of value that you have within your finances and career. So we're going to find out more information. Let's start with the Angel Answers cards. So let's take a look and see what's going on in your finances and career right now, group number 1. What are these assets? We've got we've got Remain Positive. And I really like this card because you can see that she's like handing you something, she's giving you some treasures or she's giving you something to value. As long as you remain positive, that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Let's get some more information for you, group 1. What else? They keep flipping like that. That's so cool. So you've got Reconsider. This card has been coming out a lot in the readings. So it could just be like a collective energy that we're kind of going through right now. There, you've got another one. Look for a sign. Okay, so it looks like Spirit's guiding you, group number 1, to change direction a little bit here, and this could be just mentally. Like if you've been a little bit negative about maybe feeling like you don't have enough assets or that your assets are dwindling is what I just heard. They're saying reconsider this approach because the way that you're thinking about it is influencing the outcome, and they're asking you to look for guidance that they're bringing you. So they've actually brought you to this reading as part of that guidance, but I see that they're helping you to shift your mindset around this, reconsidering how you think, how you approach the idea of money, the idea of assets, and specifically what you value is what they just told me. So it's not just about what you have, it's about what you value and how do you think about that in your mind. They're telling me that it's really about your mindset here. So let's take a look at more information. Ask your angels. Yeah, they're really, really wanting you to kind of just open up to their guidance and to ask them for some information that you may need here in regard to this career move I just heard and how you value things and what you see as an asset in your life. I do see that there's some kind of an opportunity is what I'm feeling. You have communicate clearly as well. So looking for a sign, asking your angels, communicating for what it is that you need, asking for support, asking them to help you remain positive as well. But they did just give me a message about a new opportunity. So I want to see if we can get information on that. What is this new opportunity, Spirit? Trust. Yeah, they're really calling you to just lean in here in regard to your mindset, what you can really focus on in regard to surrendering, releasing, letting go, looking specifically and intentionally for what you do have rather than what you don't have, and being optimistic about things that are coming in. Okay, so they're telling me that this opportunity is to do with communication. So this may be a new communication opportunity, like maybe you get approached to write an article or a book or to have some kind of a speaking engagement or something like that. I am seeing somebody speaking to a group of people. So this could be the opportunity that's coming up. Maybe you're teaching or you're training a group of people, or you're lecturing, or maybe you're giving a presentation of some kind. But they're saying that there's an opportunity around communication here that's coming in. They just want you to remain positive and open so that you can not only feel worthy and see what you do have and take this opportunity when it comes in, but also so that you'll recognize the signs that are pointing you in that direction, because that's what they're showing me here, is that you're meant to be going in a particular direction, and it's really only the lack of faith a little bit here, or the doubt. It's not even a lack of faith. I wouldn't even call it that. I would just say that it's like normal human doubt, right? That's very common. We all experience that no matter how strong our faith is. There's going to be doubt. It's just part of being human and living in the third dimensional realm behind the veil, so it's okay. That's normal. They just want you to focus on remaining positive so that doubt can be dispelled, is what they just said. So that each time that wave of doubt comes in, you're able to dispel it through the trust that you've cultivated, and the muscle of surrender is what they just said. That's so cool. Let's get additional information here from the Wisdom of the Oracle. Oh, this card really wants to come out. Wow, exchanging gifts. Look at that. This card actually came out in one of the first live streams that I ever did here on the channel. And that's what it always reminds me of when I see it now, because it was really me communicating, sharing my gifts, and receiving gifts from you guys as well, like your support on the channel from the members, and I think I got some super chats. So it was like this beautiful exchange of gifts, and I really, really appreciate that from you guys supporting my work here. And I feel like this is kind of what I'm seeing here for you. It's like there could be some kind of a speaking engagement that you'll get paid for, or that you'll get a lot of positive reciprocation of energy from. It doesn't have to be monetary value. Again, it's what you value. So is it getting positive feedback? Is it getting financial support? Is it getting a network of peers or a community that you really feel heard and valued in? Those are the kinds of things that Spirit's mentioning here. But let's keep looking at your cards. What else? Yeah, it is that one. They want me to take that. Okay. Yin. Ooh, yin. Yes. Very, very flowing, receptive energy. So they definitely want you to be in that receptive state. Oh, they want two more from these. Okay. Yeah, they definitely want you to be in that receptive state so that you can actually see and honor the signs, is what they're saying. They want this one and this one. Okay. And that one. Okay. So it's always a little bit more than I expect. You have blessed. Wow. And look at that. 222. Yin and blessed. So 222. If you've been seeing 222 a lot, those could be signs. They're saying look for the signs, talk to your angels, communicate with them, receive the guidance, because they're trying to bring you in some blessings here, and you are manifesting blessings the more that you remain positive and you trust. Open up to the potentials that are there, is what Spirit just said, because there's a lot that's going to be happening for you and through you. You have serendipity as well. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of synchronistic type of things happening here. And that's why you need to be in flow, because when synchronicity hits, we do need to go with it. If we resist it and we push against it because we're being too logical, or because we are feeling negatively or pessimistically in the moment, we might miss that opportunity. And they're not saying that. They want me to make sure that they're saying reiterate, but I haven't iterated it yet. So let me iterate it first and then I'll reiterate it. You guys are not meant to feel as though this is going to be something that you can miss. This is not a blessing or an opportunity that you can miss. This is just, it's available on your path. What they're saying here is that the more that you are open to these signs, the more you remain positive, the more that you trust and you follow these synchronicities as they arrive, the easier and faster this will happen. It's inevitable either way, because you've been asking for this, you've been praying, you've remained positive, you've been exercising that trust muscle, that faith muscle, the muscle of surrender, as they said. And that's what's bringing this about. And so it's really kind of inevitable at this point that this opportunity is going to arise, this exchange of gifts, and this blessing will come in. But it's really just kind of like you need to remain in that energy to really expedite the process. Now you do have orphaned. Ooh, okay. So this could be where some of that challenging, pessimistic energy is coming from. You may have abandonment wounds, because that's what they just told me. So abandonment wounds, they don't always show up in like the traditional sense. They can most certainly within our intimate relationships and things like that. But they've been talking a lot in this reading about value, right? And even your card assets is really about what you value. Assets are what you already have that have value and hold value, and or they just told me increase in value. So when it comes to orphaned, this can really kind of give an overtone of energy where we devalue our own assets, because if we've been orphaned, there may be a wound around our self-worth. And that I'm speaking from experience here because I do have abandonment wounds myself, and I've been working for years to heal them. So I do feel as though this could be influencing your ability to remain positive and to express yourself openly by communicating clearly here. Maybe it's having an influence on your ability to trust and surrender, right? Maybe you're feeling like you constantly need to push ahead and be in that yang energy rather than yin, because it feels unsafe to surrender and open up and just receive. But they are making it very clear here, group number 1, that it is important for you to be able to open up to receive this reciprocal exchanging of gifts, of value, of assets, and seeing your worth for what it is truly. Because even if you were abandoned in some way in the past, and that doesn't have to be literal, like for example, my abandonment wounds are emotional, and that is something that can really tinge our ability to see and value ourselves appropriately. So it's kind of like you've got gold bars stacked up within you, but you're treating them like they're copper, or like, well, that's actually still pretty valuable. What's something else? You're treating them like they're rock or stone, which in some ways is still valuable, right? Like people still buy stone and rock and all of those things, but it's just that's not a good representation. That's not an accurate evaluation, is what that's the term they just used. It's not an accurate evaluation of your worth and of the assets that you're sitting on currently. And those are just going to appreciate, i.e., go up in value as you value yourself. That is really what they're saying here. So the more that you can value yourself, the more that your assets and the value within them is going to increase. That's where these gifts are really going to come in, and you're going to be able to receive them, is because you will feel worthy internally, and you'll feel very positive and grateful for the blessings that are wanting to come in here in such a divinely guided way. Like when the serendipity card comes out, you guys, this is really talking about the divine at work. This is divine order, and your angels have orchestrated this. Actually, you know what they're saying? They're saying, no, we didn't orchestrate it. They did. Group number 1 orchestrated this for themselves. We are just guiding them through the process of that. So group 1, they really want you to value yourself and your ability to create value in your life through your evaluation and valuation of yourself. Getting into that yin energy is feeling safe. It is trusting. And it's done through your connection to yourself. It's done through your healing of your heart, your self-worth, and your confidence too. So it's heart chakra, it's really all of them, because I was going to say heart and solar plexus, and then they also showed me the throat and the third eye, because I think the throat's pretty important in this equation. You may do something communication-based for work. Maybe I just heard telecommunication. You may be in telecommunication. I don't even really know what lines of work are in that field. I'm not super familiar with that, but it could be something like that. I'm seeing training, teaching. I'm seeing, like providing. I'm seeing someone in like what looks to me like a meeting room or a boardroom, talking to a relatively small, like 5 or 6 people, and giving a presentation. I'm seeing someone else doing some kind of like group mentorship. There's some kind of like, let me teach you how to do this skill in this business. I'm seeing that. You could even be doing, psychic communication work or something like that. You could even be doing healing work, especially with the yin energy here, communicating. You could provide divine answers, right? Like you could be the medium, similar to what I do, asking the angels, delivering messages, things like that. So there's many different ways that communication and that gift can really show up and be exchanged in regard to your career and your finances. And they're saying that whatever you are called to is the right direction. So use that communication gift to lead the way in your career and finances. Yeah, they're saying it's one of your greatest assets, and they're saying you've devalued it in the past. You may feel like you're not a good communicator, Group 1. They're saying that's not true. You're actually a wonderful communicator, and people really greatly value and benefit from what you have to say. Whether it's the knowledge, whether it's the emotional, emphatic way that you communicate, whether it's how you make people feel, or the wisdom you share. It really, it boils down to the fact that you are a divine communicator in one way, shape, or form, and that's part of your divine gift. So whatever you happen to be expressing that through is going to be extremely valuable, because your divine gift is what you're blessed with at soul level. And again, we have exchanging gifts. So as you exchange and express your divine gift, you receive from that. It is a direct reciprocal exchange. Let's get some information on how this might be showing up for you. I want to see, I'm just curious. I'm just a little nosy. You have the 7 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So it feels like this is part of the reconsider energy. The 7 of Pentacles is a consideration energy. It's looking at what you've tried to grow and considering what you need to do to continue to promote growth. You know, the farmer here looking at his crop and saying to himself, okay, things are coming along, but do they need more water? Do I need to kind of put a tarp over them to protect them from harsh weather? Has there been enough sunlight? What else can I do to promote growth? And if nothing, then they just kind of have to wait and trust and be patient and remain positive that the outcome will be fruitful. But you have this card in reversed, and I wanted to put it here with reconsider and exchanging gifts. So I feel like in regard to your gift of communication and your career in that field in some way, they're saying that there is a redirection that is possible on this path. Oh, they're saying no, not on this path. It is this path. Oh, yeah, they're showing me that in my mind, I was kind of creating the idea of, okay, it's like there's one path and then it splits into 2, and they're like, no, that's not accurate. And then they started showing me that it's actually one path and it just widens. The path just broadens and expands. You're already on the path, and it's like there's more on it that you haven't explored yet. So it's kind of like if you're traveling on like this little tiny dirt trail, all of a sudden the path widens and now you're on a paved road with sidewalks and all sorts of other things. So it's really not so much about reconsidering and redirecting. It's more so there are multiple ways that you can express this gift. And through the appropriate, they keep using that word, that's where like the reiteration comes back in. Through the appropriate valuation of this gift that you have, and perhaps even setting some boundaries or some speculations, because they just gave me the word specs, which could be like in financial terms a price, or what the exchange actually is. Like if this is a trade, what are you getting in return? What are you giving versus what are you receiving? That kind of thing. And what are you investing? What are you getting on a return? And there could be some spec changes that you need to make, or that you will be making as you continue to increase your awareness of your value and the assets that you truly are sitting on. Like you're sitting on a gold mine is what they're showing me. That's why the card that you chose is those gold bars stacked up like that. Like that's millions of dollars that you are sitting on and potentially devaluing. Maybe you're not anymore. Maybe you've started to do this work and you've already begun to heal this, and you're starting to see your blessings and really following those signs, and you've been connected to your angels and you are trusting. And if that's the case, good job, group number 1. I know how hard that is, and I sincerely see your hard work, and I am so proud of you, and Spirit is so proud of you for having come home to yourself in such a way to truly value yourself in this more authentic and aligned way. It's truer to who you are. So thank you for seeing that in yourself and for healing this wound that was preventing you from seeing your value in its true light. Okay, What else do we need to know here, Spirit? What is the sign that group 1 needs to be looking for here? Keeping their eyes peeled. Queen of Wands reversed. Okay, so they want you to keep your eyes peeled for, they just showed me a woman in business. So this could be a peer, a colleague, somebody in your field. It could be a mentor or somebody who you look up to. It could be somebody who's doing what you want to be doing. Like an example. Yeah, it could be somebody who is an example. They could be somebody who transmits messages as well, who shares information and communicates. The Queen of Wands is an entrepreneur, so this is very self-created energy. And this could be somebody who either helps you to do that more by the example they set, the inspiration they give you, or the information they share. Or this could be somebody who literally comes in and you start working with them to create something, or you start working with them to grow your knowledge base, your capacity, your self-valuation. I'm going to get another card on that. The Four of Wands reversed. I think I'm just holding the deck upside down. Yeah, I am. So I usually read the energy as it feels anyway, but sometimes if they're reversed, I'll read them that way. But the Four of Wands here, this is an achievement is what they just told me. It's an achievement. So you may be getting to this status looking for signs of your next promotion or up level or upgrade. They're saying ask your angels, and they're telling me ask your angels in regard to this Four of Wands. So let me just ask Spirit what they're talking about here with the Four of Wands and the Queen of Wands. They said show them the bottom of the deck, and it's the Ten of Cups. Okay, so this could have something to do with your family life. They said soul family. So not just physical family, but soul family. So this person may be a soul family member. I'm getting very female energy. So it could be a man, but if they have very female energy, like they're very yin in the way that they operate, they're very fluid, they're very soft, but I'm definitely getting female energy. So it could be a woman. And this person, whoever they are, is very sunny and bright is the energy they're giving me. Like they're always smiling. They're very open. They like to communicate. So they're very, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just, they're always up for a chat. Like they feel extroverted to me, like they're just very extroverted, something like that. And I think this person does act as kind of like a guide. They said Sherpa up the mountain. Yeah, there's some kind of a guide here, whether it is you could be just watching them work and kind of modeling after their behavior, like they're inspiring you or they're teaching you through what they're doing, or they could literally be working directly with you. This could be a boss even that you, like if you got a promotion or something, you start working at a higher level. This is somebody who you begin to work with or work under in that hierarchical structure, and they really help you to level up. They kind of take you under their wing. They assist you in kind of surpassing the next sort of, they help you to surpass some barriers that you've had within yourself and to get through to the next stage of your career and its development. That's what I'm seeing here. It brings a lot of emotional satisfaction for you is what I'm seeing. And that's why they're asking you to trust, because this is beautiful. 10 of Cups energy is this ultimate fulfillment, is the completion or culmination of your emotional vision. So what you've desired most in your heart, that's what the 10 of Cups promises here. And that's where they're really calling you to trust, because they're saying it's right there. It's on your timeline. You just need to kind of open up and surrender and continue moving on the path you're on, because it's all going to unfold in such a lucky, blessed, almost effortless way is the way they're showing it to me. It's like the more that you can surrender, the easier it gets. Yeah, because it just flows. So you don't have to push. I feel like you're a salmon swimming upstream right now, and that's really hard. And they're saying, just chill. You're meant to just flow, and that is what's going to lead you to the blessings if you just stop pushing and you just relax and surrender and flow, experiencing the positive emotions can help. So remaining positive could mean cultivating positive feelings on a day-to-day basis, which could be like, what feels good to me today? What is going to make me feel more valued today? Is it me treating myself a certain way? Is it communicating in a certain way? Is it receiving or upholding value in some other way? So it's really like this process of kind of like being with yourself and continuing to challenge any negative thoughts that you have by responding appropriately through positive thought and action. It's like keeping your vibration high. That's how I see your assets really increasing and your value going up. They just told me net worth, like your net worth is going to increase as you continue to do this because you're increasing your subjective net worth, basically is what they just said. Yeah. You're increasing your own perception of your value. And as you do that, your actual value goes up, like your perceived value from others goes up. They're saying that how others perceive your value is a direct reflection of how you perceive your value. And that's not always going to be a direct, straight across exchange, but in most cases, it's pretty accurate. So if you devalue yourself, other people are going to devalue you. If you value yourself and you uphold that value in your actions, your boundaries, what you will and won't allow, what you do, what you don't do, other people are going to value you in such a way. And they're also showing me that there's going to be sort of like public valuation as well. So this is going into the territory of perceived value. Perceived value really hinges on demand and perceived knowledge or skill. So again, the more that you have confidence in yourself, your value, your worth, and your abilities, and you really behave in a way that upholds that, the more that other people begin to see that there is indeed value there, that you are accurately assessing your own worth, and they in turn desire to participate in some way in receiving that or adding to that, because I do see people wanting to give to you in some way. So being open to receive is a big part of this self-valuation. It's like the more you open yourself up to receive, the more you appreciate in value and appreciate your own value. Same word, different context. Let's get a Two of Wands. So it's a decision that you have to make. You've got to look at a bigger picture here, is what they're showing me with the world in his hand. It's like you've got a lot to consider here. You've got the world in your hands. The world is literally at your fingertips, group number 1. And it's really a decision that you're making internally to choose to remain positive, to see your worth, to communicate clearly, to open up, to surrender, to receive, and to choose to continue and to expand. Because again, the Two of Wands can often be displayed as a fork in the road, but in this context, especially given what they've shown us already, it's not a fork in the road. It's just a widening of the path, which may mean that you have sort of several different tasks that you're doing, or it could mean that you are doing what you're already doing, but in a bigger way. Again, it's expanded. That's why they're saying think bigger, reconsider, don't play small. If you think you've thought too big, they're saying go bigger. Like if you're shooting for, let's say, for example, you're shooting, okay, I want to publish an article. They're saying, no, publish a book, publish 10 books, think bigger, think bigger, think bigger. Because the only limitation on your value is your own perception of it. They're saying value your knowledge too, is what they just really screamed at me in my mind. They're like, value your knowledge. You may be devaluing what it is you have to share, what it is you have to say, what you have to communicate here. Like, for example, you could think, oh, everybody knows that. That's just common knowledge, but it's not. It's not, group 1. And I'm so guilty of this. Like, I have a tendency to really kind of gloss over all of the wisdom and knowledge that I have gained from spirit, from my own experiences, from the studying that I've done. And I tend to just kind of assume that other people know that, but they don't. And spirit has been guiding me to create things that I can share and that are very valuable and that other people want to exchange for, So I'm seeing that for you too. It's trusting that you actually know more than enough and that you deserve to charge for what you know, because that's an equal and fair exchange. They're saying don't give it away for free. They're saying you can do acts of kindness in other ways, but when it comes to this is an asset. Don't give away gold bars for free. You can give away the change in your pocket or the bills in your bank, but they're saying don't give away your gold bars in your safe. So you either got to charge for them appropriately in a fair exchange, or just continue to let those appreciate in value as you continue working out in other ways. All right, let me see if there's any final closing messages from Spirit for you, Group 1. They said, know that you are blessed. Be open to receive. Yeah. This individual has your best interests at heart. So if this is somebody that you're working with or that's going to be coming into your life who will walk beside you on this path or teach you, they really do have your best interests at heart. And they're saying trust, because this is a soul family member. And you've you've agreed to work together in this way at soul level. All right, so I definitely see an expansion on your path. Get ready to receive some gifts. Follow the signs. You're blessed, you're blessed, you're blessed. Value yourself, and you're going to see that come back times 10, okay? Think bigger. Own the world. You got this. All right, that is what I see for you, group number 1. You are the asset. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being in this reading. If you guys are interested in going deeper, we do have a live stream coming up where I will be providing guidance live on camera, doing energy healing and psychic readings for members. So if you want to join and ask some questions or receive some healing, hit that join button below next to the subscribe button. If you don't see it there, that means you're on an iOS device and you do need to go through a desktop or a web page. All right. So hope to see you guys in the live chat. And if not, then we will see you in the next reading. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I love you. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your finances and career reading. So you guys chose income increase, and it has those 4 gold coins on the card. So I'm already feeling as though obviously there's going to be some kind of an income increase in regard to your finances, and this could be coming as a result of some kind of an increase or expansion in your career. So let's take a look at the cards. Actually, I do want to start with the wisdom of the oracle. So let's take a look. You have, the fates, number 17, which is a number 8, and the tribe, which is also a number 8. So I'm feeling almost as though this is connected to group number 3. I haven't done that reading yet, so I don't know what it's going to say there, but they had attracting abundance, which was 888 on their card. I feel like it has something to do with that. So let's keep going. Find out more information for you, group 2, on this income increase. Oh, that's fascinating. You got fork in the road. I say that's interesting or fascinating because in group number 1, they had a message of, they had initially seen it as a fork in the road, but then Spirit said, no, it's not a fork in the road, it's an expansion. For you guys, there's an actual fork in the road, so it's a different situation. This is something that's very fated, and it's something to do with your tribe. Now, your tribe can indicate your family, it can indicate your friends, it can indicate your colleagues in your work, or it could be your work environment, your peers, even your higher ups. The tribe is many, many people. So I'm seeing that it has something to do with your work environment. And you have TikTok in reverse. So there could be, yeah, it's like something is coming up here. You've just hit a fork in the road, or you're about to come to a fork in the road, and it's like time is kind of pressing you to make a decision. Do you go right? Do you go left? Yeah, it's very fated. So this is something that is absolutely being presented to you in your path. It's going to result in some kind of an income increase. But again, it's like you kind of have to weigh your options here, or make a decision that you're going to go in this direction and not this one. On the bottom of the deck, we have higher power. And this actually did come up when I was pre-shuffling your cards, and I forgot to mention that. But yeah, this is very much being directed by your higher self, is what they just told me. And you have a 4 here. You've got 13, which makes 4. So you've got 8, 8, 4, 4. This one's number 30. But yeah, it's a lot to do with 4s and 8s, which is stability and power increase, expansion, growth, especially 8s because they're connected to abundance. But the 4 is the stability and the routine and the structure that gets you there. So this may be a change in your routine, in your daily structures, or how you operate in your business or in your work or in your career. The type of exchanges you're having, I do feel this one. It's up to you. Fate is very self-directed energy. You know, people often assume that fate is something that's out of your control, but the way that Spirit has showed it to me is that fate is actually a direct result of actions that you have set in motion and or will set in motion based on your free will choice. So fate is very much up to you. And when people feel like it's by fate's design, it's out of my control, what they're really saying is, I don't believe in my own power to be able to create my reality, and so I'm going to say that it's the universe doing it to me or through me or for me. But if it's positive or negative, whichever way they're looking at it, but really it's they've created that. And they're saying that there's an aspect of this that you've created in the past, and you get to choose which direction you want to go from here. So you have peaceful resolution. That's good. So this is a good thing that you've created. There's going to be a peaceful resolution to some connection through a community member or members. They're drawing my attention to the straw hut here, and they're showing it to me like a house. So this could have something to do with your house. Maybe some of you are in real estate, or you're wanting to get into real estate. That could be a new direction that they're pointing you into. But this could also be to do with your family home or something along those lines. Your income increase may be connected to housing in some way. Or there will be a peaceful resolution in regard to something that feels like home, or something that provides you stability, structure, safety, because that's what I think of when I think of home. If this isn't literal, then it could be, a metaphor for what gives you that sense of stability, which is the number 4 again. The stability, the structure, the protection, whatever it is, it's happening for you. It is occurring peacefully. There's going to be a positive resolution. Let's take a look at more information for group 2 on this income increase. I do feel that one. In the near future. Okay, so in the near future, there's going to be a fork in the road here, and there will be time to make this decision is what they're saying, but the time will, they're saying the time that you have to make this decision will start ticking the second you get to this fork in the road in the very near future, is what they just told me. So you're not there yet, you're not quite there, but it's fated because you've created this, you've made this happen, and you are also going to make this decision, and that's what fate is guiding you to here. Making this decision. We're going to get more information on that when we get to the tarot. Oh, you have look for a sign. Group number 1 had this too. So you guys may be connected to that group, or this could just be talking about looking for a sign in regard to which decision to make once you get to this fork in the road, or looking to the signs quite literally, like these 2 cards here. There's these signs saying, you know, that you go this way to go to there, go this way, go to there. You know, it's like that kind of energy of looking for the sign, reading the signs. That way you have a better idea of which direction you want to be going in. And as a result, getting to the destination you want to be going to. Because it's kind of like they're showing me somebody driving down a highway and looking at the exit signs and going, oh, I can get off here to go to this place. That's where I'm trying to go. That's the destination. So it's like you don't overshoot it. And it's the same thing with this crossroad or this fork in the road. It's like there's kind of like an off ramp is what they're showing me, and you can get off there and you can go to this other location that maybe you hadn't expected to, or no, I think you had. Yeah, actually, because when I said that, I got a no. So you have expected to be going to this place. It is something that you've planned for. That's why you've set this in motion, is because it's been a desire that you've had in the past, whether it's the far past or the near past. It's recent. Yeah, it feels like recent past, actually. Now that I feel into it, it feels like recent past. You've had this idea in your mind of where you want to be going, what's the next step in your income, what's the next step in your career and your advancement. And I see you having made some connections here, built up a tribe, maybe a community of people, maybe it's a group of colleagues, maybe it's a network you've built, could be family and friends involved in that as well. But I just see you expanding and resolving some things there. It's like tying up loose ends is kind of what they're showing me. You're tying up loose ends where you were or with what you're doing currently. It doesn't mean that you're changing jobs. It doesn't mean that you're leaving this tribe or this community. It could just be that you're changing direction a little bit in what you do there or how you do it. But it's something that you've set in motion because it's what you wanted to do. And you've really kind of paved the path for yourself, is what Spirit just said. You've paved the path to this fork in the road so that you will be able to have this choice in the very near future and create this new opportunity for yourself for an increase. Okay, so let's get more information. I want to know more about yeah, I'm going to go from left to right. I'm going to look at the fates, and it's up to you. What was the energy of this fated choice? That was up to group 1. Sorry, group 2. Yeah, you guys might want to check out group 1. There could be something there that's important. You have the Hierophant. This could be a teaching position. This could be a new line of skill development or learning. But they're telling me that it's not so much about that. It's more, yeah, they keep giving me the word tradition. It's something traditional that you've wanted. Something that has been traditionally blessed is what they just said. What does that mean, Spirit? Kind of like the field has been vetted, or the job or that line of work has been vetted. It's like approved. I don't really know what that means, but it's kind of like it's maybe socially accepted by the world or the tribe. It's something, it's got like some status to it, is kind of what I'm seeing. And this is kind of what you're fated for, because it's what your soul has chosen. But it is up to you to really see that through to the completion. And there may be some skills you need to learn or develop as you go along, but I think most of it you've already done. Just energetically tuning into where you're at on this timeline, I think most of it you've already done it. And so you do have the prerequisites, and that's where you're ready now to step into this role or to apply for this job. You might be applying for a job or submitting some kind of what is that called? Proposal, application. Yeah, something like that. I'm getting that feeling pretty strongly. So, okay, let's take a look at the tribe and peaceful resolution. I feel this one. Oh, you have the Hermit. Okay, so the tribe is a group and the Hermit is alone. So there could be some peaceful resolution as it relates to how you relate to other people. Do you feel like you're going it alone, or do you feel like you have support, you have a team, you have backup, a community? Yeah, access to support. They keep bringing up the energy of support. The number 4 is about support. You don't really, it doesn't function well to have a single-legged chair or table. Right? That just doesn't really work all that way. It can if the base is thick enough, like it's like almost like a stool or something. But you really need like 4 to have that really grounded stability. It's very anchored. So this could be a group of 4 people. Maybe that's why they're bringing this up. That could be the tribe they're talking about, and you've kind of been going it alone in the past. And there's a peaceful resolution to you beginning to either work on your own or working with a group. If you're working on your own now, apply it how it resonates for you in your circumstances. Okay, let's look at this fork in the road. Fork in the road in the near future. I mean, yeah, Page of Wands. It's pretty self-explanatory there. They're just telling us what we already know a little bit. Well, there's a bit more information here. They're saying that the Page of Wands is the adventurer. It's a new project. It's a turnoff. They keep showing me that off-ramp. So it's kind of like you've been on this trajectory in your career or with your finances, and you've just been kind of going along on the highway. You've been going pretty quickly, doing fairly well, making good time. It's TikTok. It's like you've been making good time on the highway, but now there's an off-ramp. So maybe this is that you were working in a community and now you want to go off on your own. Like, let's say, for example, you're working in somewhere where you're working in a team environment, or you're part of a larger organization, and now you're kind of like, actually, I'd like to take this off-ramp and see what I can do on my own. That could be the Hermit energy. Like, I'd like to start my own business or my own branch of this or my own team or something like that, and going off on your own to be able to explore or expand what it is that you feel passionate about. The Page of Wands is a very passionate energy. This is someone who is very driven by their goals, very driven by what lights them up and gives them a sense of inspiration, and they're very creative. So this could be a creative pursuit that you're wanting to do. And I think that's maybe where the proposal energy comes from, because it could be an application, but I was really getting the energy of like a proposal of some kind, like you're maybe writing a brief of what you want to create or doing something. It could even be like funding or something that you're getting here. The increase in your income could be something to fund a project or something that you are creating in the near future. And this is kind of like the fork that you come up to in the road. It's like, do I want to keep working for someone else or in this group or whatever it happens to be, or do I want to kind of branch out on my own and do something that is going to put me in a position of leadership? Because I also see that with the Hierophant, being in a position of leadership, very grounded, practical, maybe even spiritual leadership of some kind. Again, take it as it resonates, but I'm really seeing that there's a new opportunity here for you to expand and explore. Let's look at TikTok. Ace of Pentacles. Well, that's the financial increase, the income increase that they're talking about here. And you had 4 coins in your image on the card, and you have the Ace of Pentacles here. So here's another coin that's coming in. And this could be an offer. This could be somebody wanting to invest. Maybe you get a yes on that proposal, and then they want to offer you something, and you kind of have to make a decision. Do I accept the offer? Do I do that? Or do I stick with what I know? And if it's not completely going out on your own, it's kind of like trying something new in a new way where you're currently at and getting an increase for that. Maybe it is a raise. Yeah, maybe it's somebody in a position of power, like a boss or a manager or something, who's noticing that you've done a lot of good work, that you're kind of standing out from the crowd. And maybe you kind of were able to create some kind of a resolution to some kind of a problem within the group or within the work environment, and they see that, and then they want to offer you something in exchange because they are acknowledging your value. But I do see this kind of energy of transition, so it may be something bigger than that. But they're really emphasizing look for the sign. They keep drawing my eyes to it and highlighting it in my mind. That's what they do when they want to show something to me and it's an important message. It's like zoom and enhance, like zoom and enhance. And then, okay. So it's looking for a sign. That could be actually part of the message, quite literally. Like, how do you perceive signs? Do they need to repeat for you to take them as a sign? Do you need to see them in context to see the meaning of the synchronicity? Or do they zoom and enhance like that for you? Because that's how they do it with me. Sometimes it is repetitive stuff too. Like I'll see something 2 or 3 times and it just feels significant and I know that that's a sign, and then I have to look for that meaning and apply it. But they're talking about like, how do you receive information from the universe? Because that's going to help you to stay on time, is what they just said. To stay on time. Why, Spirit? Why is there timing involved here? They're like, there is always divine timing at play. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I mean specifically in regard to this. Okay, they're saying the timing of this event is contingent upon the decision or choice made upon the crossroad. As the opportunity is presented, the timeline evolves as it is considered. The more time the opportunity is considered, the less time they will have to take that path. Yeah, and they keep showing me in my mind, like driving down a highway. It's like the more time that you consider, do I take that exit or not, the closer you get to it, because you're continuing to move as you're going. So if you take too long to decide to get off at that exit, then you end up passing it. And I don't know if this is the kind of thing where you can turn around and go back. They're saying, no, you can't, because they're showing me a barrier in the middle of the highway. Like there's no way to turn around. There's exits up ahead, but if this is what you want, it's up to you, right? It's not like it's the be all end all, but it's an opportunity that you've created for yourself, and it's being provided to you, fated in a very fated, divinely guided way. So it's like, if you want it, you take it, go for it. But you just have to make that decision. That's what they're saying. And you're going to be provided, like if money is a concern, they're saying that you're going to be provided with, they just gave me the word recompense. Is that even an appropriate word to use there? Like I was thinking more along the lines of compensation. You're going to be compensated for it. I'll have to look up what recompense means because I don't really know off the top of my head. But it feels like you are, if you choose this off-ramp, there will be some coins from it. Yeah, there will be an income increase from it. And I think you'll actually see a little bit of that pretty quickly. Like maybe you get an initial holding fee, or you get a bump in your income, a little promotion or something, or a raise, or you get some kind of they keep showing me like a holding fee, not a holding fee, what's that called, an advance. It's like if you have an idea, they give you some of the money up front to be able to start it, and then you get the rest at the end or something like that. They said get a couple more cards. Okay. Ooh, the 8 of Wands. Yeah, you're moving fast. This is, again, it's highway energy. This really just confirms that. The 8 of Wands is the fastest moving card, really, in the deck. And it's like everything's kind of up in the air right now. So you might be feeling a little bit like, actually, they want me to put it over here because it's more relevant to where you're at right now. Things are in the air. And this is why it's fated, because the 8 of Wands is a great example of that. Sorry, they want me to pull this out so I don't forget that one. And I can put the deck aside. Okay. They want me to just talk about this one first. So the 8 of Wands is a great example of its fate, and it's up to you, because it's like you had these 8 wands in your hands, okay? And then you shot putted them, or I guess wands are more like javelins, okay? So you threw those javelins out into the air, and they're soaring through the air. And this is kind of like a snapshot of them being midair. And you set that in motion, you threw them, but now it's out of your control. that's where the whole idea of fate being out of your control comes from, because there's a certain point where they're in the air. You can't really influence the outcome anymore. You've done what you needed to do, and now you just have to wait and see where they land. That's why people can sometimes feel like fate's out of their control, but it's not. You put that in motion, you threw it. It's like, did you aim properly? Okay, that's the question here. Did you aim properly? Did you throw it in the right direction with enough strength? And I'm seeing that you did, group number 2. So they're saying you did throw this energy in the right direction, in the right way, and it's been in the air, and it's going to land, in a sense, as this fork in the road presents itself to you. It's kind of like, boom, now the chips are down, and you can kind of see what's on the table. It's like they're showing me in poker when they show their hands. Oh. Or it's like the final bet, something like that. Like you put your chip in on the final bet. Everything's kind of up in the air, and then you expose the cards, and you get to see who won. I think that's how that works. I haven't played poker in so long. And I'm not a gambler, but I used to play like for fun on my phone, not the gambling apps, just the game. So I think this may feel like a bit of a gamble for you. I think that's why that reference is coming up. Yeah, that's Spirit's confirming. So you might feel as though this is a bit of a risk. But it's an investment, is what Spirit just said. Do you want to invest in yourself? That's the question. Do you want to invest in yourself, or do you want to continue investing in other ways? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to invest in someone else's vision, that's fine. Or you can invest in your own. It's up to you. Again, they're saying there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's up to you. It's what you prefer. Okay, let's take a look at this card, the 3 of Pentacles. Beautiful, especially in a finances and career reading, talking about income increase. Yes, the 3 of Pentacles here is referring to your work being acknowledged. And I was seeing that there with the Hermit and the tribe. It's kind of like, maybe a superior notices that you're good at something, and then they offer you an opportunity, and it's kind of like energetically you set that in motion because you did the work, you put in the extra effort, or you set that intention or something like that. It feels very manifestation-y. That's not a word, but it feels like you've manifested this. And it's a product of your work as well. It's kind of like your skills are shining through, is what I'm seeing here. Yeah, your skills are shining through, and they're being recognized. I want to say invest in you. That's really what Spirit is saying here. Invest in you, whatever that means to you. But I see that you have some skill here, and there's an opportunity to use it in a new way and to get compensated for it, is what I'm seeing. And there's going to be like a little tiny bit of learning to do. But for the most part, it's just going to be super fun because you're like, oh, this is something I'm really passionate about, that I'm really good at. I already have the skills developed in this area, and I just kind of need to maybe tweak them a little bit because now we're driving on a different road, going to a different destination. Yeah, they're showing me Google Maps, and it's like you get off on that off-ramp, and it's like there was 2 destinations in the Google Maps, and it's like it's trying to like direct you to whichever one you're on. So if you're on the highway, it's like your destination is up here and you keep going straight. If you decide to take the off-ramp, it's like your destination's over here, and it immediately starts redirecting and bringing you to that other destination. And they just want me to really reiterate to you that there's no right or wrong way to do this. There's no better choice. It's not like this or that. It's not like one's in alignment and one's not. They're saying they're both equally aligned. They're both going to be supportive. They're both ultimately going to be beneficial to you financially and in your career. What they're saying is, what do you want most? Because when it comes down to your sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, that can really make or break success, right? Because if you are happy with what you're doing, then the money becomes kind of like icing on the cake. Whereas if you're a little dissatisfied with what you're doing, but the money's there, it's just not quite as good. So I'm seeing really following your passion, whatever that happens to be. Yeah, let me see if there's any final closing messages from Spirit for you, group number 2. Yeah, they said go with your gut. Yeah, go with your gut. It's up to you what you want to do. This is going to be presented to you in the near future. It's going to be an option. Go with your gut instinct. What's your sort of initial reaction before that doubt and fear and worry and ego kick in? Like, what's your initial, like, yes, go with that. There's going to be signs that will confirm that for you, or that will help to give you context for that, because I don't think Spirit's trying to direct you in either direction. No, they're not. They're saying, yeah, we're not giving you yeses or nos or what you should and shouldn't do. We're just giving you context for what your choices will result in. So it's kind of like they'll show you a little bit of what this will look like, what that will look like, and then it's up to you. So go with your gut. Yeah, that's really all they want to say there. What I would advise you to do as well. Go with your gut. All right. Trust yourself. Group number 2, you got this either way, income increase, and it's just about how you want to do it. And yeah, you'll see this opportunity coming in quickly. So let me know how this goes. Sending you so much love, blessings, and abundance. If you guys enjoyed the reading, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys are members or you want to become members, we do have a live YouTube stream coming up this weekend if you are watching at the time that I'm premiering the video. So it's on August 19th at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will be answering members' questions live in the chat and doing some energy healing, energy readings, psychic stuff like that. So if you guys are interested and you want to attend, hit the join button. And if you don't see it there, that means that you are on an iOS device. You do need to go through a web page rather than the YouTube app, or through a desktop computer to be able to access the join button and become a member here on the channel to receive all sorts of exclusive perks like hidden pick a card members only readings, how-to tutorials, live streams, and other fun community posts and things like that. So hope to see you there in the live chat. And if not, then we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your finance and career reading. So you chose attracting abundance with 888 in sparkly stars. So sweet. So let's take a look at what's going on in your finances and career. Obviously, you are attracting abundance. That's pretty clear. You have, forgiveness. Interesting. We'll see what the context is for that. But it feels like I feel like you're shifting your relationship with money is kind of what I'm seeing or feeling there. Let's see what the cards have to say. Improving health. Yeah, you're changing your relationship with money, and that's affecting your career is what I'm seeing. You have reconsider as well. So there could be some changes that you're making in how you work. You're ready. Ooh, yeah. So you're reconsidering something that you're finally ready for because you are improving your health through some kind of forgiveness of yourself, maybe even forgiving money. You know, I feel like you've done a mindset shift, group number 3, on your relationship with money. They keep kind of repeating that in my head. So how you think and feel about money has changed or is changing. And it's kind of like if in the past you had ideas about money that were founded in negativity, like money's the root of all evil, or, people who are rich are bad people, or something like that. I feel like you've reconsidered that approach or that mindset or that perspective. And through this shift, you've kind of improved your healthy relationship to money by seeing it as a conduit to do good through, or something that can help to improve your literal health or the health of those that you love, or to help the world in some way, right? So it's kind of like a big shift in how you approach money. And I think that's why now you're a vibrational match to attract more abundance. You're ready. You're in this high vibrational energy. I mean, even looking at this card, she's like this golden goddess. She looks to me like she has the keys to attracting abundance. She's very radiant. So I feel like you guys are emitting a frequency right now where the universe can't help but attract abundance to you because you're just in that vibrational state. Yes. Thank you, Spirit, for confirming. Yes, that's exactly it. Okay, so I'm reading the cards right and the energy. So this is great news. Group number 3, you are attracting abundance in a big way right now because you've shifted your mindset. Unlikely. I'm going to get clarifiers for that. I do feel, nope, they want me to move to the next deck. Okay. So for group 3, what else do they need to know about attracting abundance? How are they attracting this abundance, Spirit? Ooh, chop wood. Okay, so this is really like you being able to just focus on what you need to get done. Yeah, like basically doing some of the tasks that you need to do. So for example, if you're wanting to attract more abundance and advance your career, this would be doing, paperwork or answering emails, or even like taking care of your children or your household can be part of chop wood as well. It's like, what do you need to focus on that can help to kind of be productive while at the same time allowing your mind and energy to be in that receptive mode. So you're doing something, but you're not overly invested in what you're doing mentally. So you can kind of use it as time to process a little bit, right? It's like when you're doing the dishes, your mind tends to wander, or when you're cleaning the house, same thing. You can be you're multitasking in the sense that you're doing something, but it doesn't take much thought or effort. So you can kind of be free to think of other things. And I think that's when you're actually doing the best manifesting. You have message in a bottle. I just heard the song in my head, Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera. So I feel like you guys you're ready to come out. You're ready to see your true power in manifesting. It's like it's giving me like release energy. You're releasing yourself. Where once it felt like it was unlikely, now you're ready to actually make it happen. And you're saying yes in a way that maybe you wouldn't before. Maybe you would have said no before, or energetically you just would have said no by pushing things away. But now it's like that's changed. The Fates, group number 2 had this card, so you might want to watch that one if it feels resonant for you. But the Fates here is really talking about and they keep repeating in my head as I'm just trying to talk about something else. They're like, by Fate's design, by Fate's design, by Fate's design. So the Fates are really about your free will setting something into action that becomes a very real and present potential on your timeline, not danger, not real and present danger. It's like a real and present opportunity on your timeline. So the Fates here talking about something that you've put in motion. To be fair, this one always reminds me of the Justice card. So I feel like there's something that's balancing out here. It does feel karmic. It's got a tinge of karma to it, with fate being about free will, things we've set in motion that kind of come back around. And to be fair, talking about balancing things out and creating justice, it does feel karmic to me. Now, I think that this is part of the process, right? It was like a karmic lesson that you needed to learn to understand what you needed to do to improve your health to attract abundance. I mean, improving your physical health could be part of this. I think the relationship to money in general is part of that too, but you also have time for a nap. And this card speaks of like physical rest. So I feel like in between getting all of this stuff done with chop wood and freeing yourself from these old limitations, now you are also needing to balance out when you're resting and when you're being productive. On the bottom of the deck, you have TikTok, and this did come out in group 2 as well. So that's kind of extra confirmation that there may be some messages in that reading for you as well. So I see that you guys are learning to balance. Yeah. Balancing your thoughts, balancing your actions, balancing productivity, balancing rest. And these are all fated karmic lessons for you. These are helping you to learn to balance your own energy so that things are healthy and stable. And where things were not working before because there was imbalance or there was unhealthy relationship to yourself or to your productivity or to your work or to your money, now it's all changing around and balancing out, because I can see you've put a lot of work into this. I feel like you've done a lot of introspection is kind of what I'm seeing here. We're going to get more cards here from the tarot, but I feel like you guys have been doing a lot of introspection, and that's what's made you ready for this. Yeah, that's what's made you ready. There it is. Justice. Yeah. That's, to be fair. Like I was like, that's reminds me of the Justice card. Now we have Justice. So Spirit's just really, really driving the message home, and the confirmation. Yes, this is karmic, and karma is not something that is bad. Karma is something that we have set in motion, and when the result comes back around, and if it's aligned, then it's satisfying, and if it's not aligned, then it's helping us to understand how that initial action was not aligned. So either way, it's beneficial to us and our evolution at soul level. It's either something that we want and is aligned to us, and it shows us that and confirms that for us, or it's something that's not aligned and it gives us an indication of what we need to do to shift and change that. I do feel this card as well, the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you're kind of learning how to balance a little bit. Yeah, it's like there was too much on one side, not enough on the other. Maybe you were pushing yourself too hard, not resting. And I see that you kind of got weighed down by all sorts of responsibilities that you had to do. And you may have actually even suffered some ill health because of that. I know that this is a finances and career reading, but it's directly related to that, because your physical health is a direct relation to your energy health and your monetary health. And your work life was impacting that. I see here that you were working really hard, doing a lot of tasks on a daily basis. You had a lot of responsibility, or you have a lot of responsibility on your plate. I'm seeing somebody with the Ten of Wands here. I'm seeing somebody like spinning plates. Somebody with plates on a stick, and they're doing this like juggling act where they're spinning like 10 plates. And it's just, yeah, it's like quite literally you had a lot on your plates, and it's just you were trying to juggle it all, I can see, but you're getting the hang of it now. I feel like you struggled for a bit, and I think that at some point you maybe had to kind of let go of some of the responsibilities and forgive yourself for being able to drop a few of those plates, because maybe they weren't a priority and your health needed to be prioritized, or your family needed to be prioritized, or your financial security was kind of needing some attention. It's like there's so many areas that I feel like were a little bit out of whack, and you've kind of managed to bring them back into balance, or you're going to be doing so very, very soon. I would say like right now, you're already doing it. Yeah, that's kind of the energy I'm getting. This is not like a future vibe that I'm feeling. It's more like you've been doing this, and right now is kind of, it's still transforming, but you're here, you're ready. So yeah, I get the sense that you balancing these things out and taking responsibility for what really mattered rather than all of these other things, it's setting the stage for more abundance to come. Quite literally, you're attracting abundance because you are prioritizing in a way that's more aligned and empowering to yourself and your needs. So I see you taking care of yourself. I see you taking care of what you need to take care of in terms of your daily routines and things like that, but really prioritizing your health, your well-being, your mindset, and the health and longevity, I just heard as well, of your business or your career, or the career aspect for sure, the longevity of that. And it's kind of like by focusing on your longevity and your health, you are ensuring the longevity and health of your career, because that cannot exist without you, is what they're showing me. It's kind of like you are the career, you know? If you're not there to do the work, if you're not in good health, then it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. There is no career. So to prioritize the career, you have to prioritize yourself. I think you realized that at some point and put yourself first. So good for you. And if you're in the process of doing that now, Spirit's very much emphasizing and confirming that is the right move. That's the right course of action, is what they just said. Course of action, yeah. I want to clarify unlikely. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this was definitely health related. Your finances, your abundance, and your physical health are all tied together here with your career. So if one is off, the other will be off. So you want to look to that. Where is my health off? How can I remedy that? Because that's going to attract more abundance. That's going to improve your finances. That's going to improve your career, and vice versa. Like, they're all just interrelated. And we have the High Priestess. You know, this is kind of prompting me to give you an example of my experience in this kind of situation. I was taking clients for the last 6 years or so, going on 7, I think. And I loved it. And I really enjoyed doing that work. But it got to a point where it started to negatively impact my health because I was expending way more vital force energy than I was getting back in exchange in the form of monetary, like in the form of dollars and cents. And so I had to work more to make more, but I was giving out way too much energy. And then it started to impact my health, like my physical health, my mental ability to focus, my physical energy levels. Like, I was going into chronic fatigue. And it was impacting, I couldn't do the dishes. I really struggled to maintain healthy eating habits. I couldn't really cook for myself. Like, all of these aspects of my life started to fall apart. And I'm kind of seeing something akin to that here in your reading. It might not be the exact same. For me, it was very much this High Priestess energy because I'm literally doing spiritual work, which is a spiritual expenditure of energy. And we don't know how to quantify that as humans, but it is way more. Spirit told me it's priceless. They're reaffirming that to me right now because that's what they just said in my head. But they told me that before when I had this realization, and I had to kind of let go of what I was doing and forgive myself for pushing so hard for so long, thinking that it was the right thing to do, but it wasn't. I had to learn the lesson. I had to learn the lesson that I needed to value myself more and prioritize my energy and my physical health and my needs above everything else, even my career, even the trajectory of my business, even my money. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And it feels like this has been sort of hidden away from you, because the message in the bottle and the High Priestess is giving me this feeling of like it was hidden away in the subconscious mind, or it was like behind the veil and you didn't see what was going on. That was the case for me. Like, literally do psychic work professionally and I didn't even see what was happening for me until Spirit really kind of shoved it in my face. And I went, oh, okay. I didn't realize it was that bad. And for me now, what I do is prioritize rest, taking a nap, taking breaks throughout the day, prioritizing my needs and my health and my choices and my actions in that regard. And that is what helps me to do the work that I'm here to do and to provide the healing I'm here to provide and the messages that are meant to come through. And I feel like there's something related to that here for you, group number 3. Take it and apply it how it fits in your life in context of what you do and how your situation has unfolded. But I see something similar to that. It's a lesson of some kind, not being shoved upon you or forced upon you by the universe to, get you to learn something the hard way. This is just your choices that needed to be balanced out because maybe the outcome or the result of those choices were not aligned. Like, for example, with me, the intention behind my choices was aligned. My intention was to be of service. My intention was to help people. My intention was to support and to heal and to provide guidance. But the way I was doing it was misaligned with me, not with my intention, not with the outcome for other people. It helped a lot of people, but it was not helping me. And if it doesn't help you, then it's not aligned. Spirit always tells me if it's a win-win, it's aligned. If it's a lose-win, it's misaligned in some way. Doesn't mean it's fundamentally wrong. It's just misaligned in some way. So it needs to be tweaked. And that's what I'm seeing here, is that you realized on some level, something's out of whack here. Something's misaligned. I need to find a way to have things balance out so that I'm not coming up short constantly. But it was hidden for quite some time. I think the more that you prioritize or did prioritize your rest, I think the more kind of obvious this became, the clearer it was to you. Like, okay, I really can't get anything done if I'm not healthy. And that's what Spirit kind of did with me. I had to really stop working. Like, I could not work because I could not focus. I could not concentrate. I started having other health issues in my body that literally stopped me in my tracks, and I had to take time off. So it's that kind of thing where your body will speak to you. Four of Cups. Yeah, it's kind of like it was kind of like, in my circumstance, I didn't want to see that, right? Like, I didn't want to have to make changes. I was content enough doing what I was doing, even though it wasn't really ideal. I was comfortable with it in a sense, and I didn't want to have to completely overhaul my business model and the way that I operate on a daily basis. But so that might be the case for you too, if that resonates with you, because the Four of Cups is definitely kind of a need to change and to evolve, but feeling resistant to it in some way, and not accepting kind of the messages that are coming through, especially messages of healing, like, hey, this is probably something you should focus on. This is probably something you should heal and balance it out, because it's going to increase your abundance in the direction you want to, and help you go in the direction you want to go. So for me, I had to kind of face that truth within myself and forgive myself for pushing so hard that my health had deteriorated to that point. And I think it was that realization and that change that really helped me to evolve and change my whole business model. I'm still in the process of doing that. Like, it's been 4 months now, I think, since I announced I'm not taking clients. And I've had to fall back on support systems and through spirit. Like, it's all through spirit. None of this is planned. I didn't have much in the way of savings. So Spirit has really been having my back there. The Hierophant. So it's like, that's the stability. That's Taurus. It's kind of like, what do you need to do to heal? What support systems do you have that can help you to shift this pattern, up level, create balance, maybe even learn something new, and to break from tradition is what I just heard. Yeah, because the Hierophant can represent traditional values, traditional hierarchies, traditional things that kind of keep the status quo. And if those work, then that's great. Those can be the things that kind of provide structure in your life. And if it doesn't work, then it needs to be amended. It needs to be shifted. It's interesting too that you have the High Priestess and the Hierophant, because both of these are very sacred spiritual energies. They're basically the male and female counterparts of each other. So I feel like as you've improved your inner balance, because again, we have balance here, male, female, as you have created balance within yourself, you have opened up opportunities energetically through your embodiment to not only receive more guidance about what you need to be doing or not doing, but also just your radiant being is what they just said. That's the phrase. Radiant being is attracting more abundance to you, is the Queen of Pentacles energy, where it was unlikely that was going to happen before because you already had too much on your plate. Now you've I can see you clearing room and opening up for more to come in. It's kind of like it was unlikely that you were going to attract more abundance before because your hands were full. So you couldn't even receive it, Spirit or the universe or whatever wanted to bring you this abundance, but you didn't have room for it in your energy. You didn't have room for it in your life. So now I see that you do, because you are making room for it. You are like kind of clearing a path forcefully to open up capacity for the reception of more in your life. This has been a major karmic lesson for you, group number 3. I want to say for us, because obviously I told you that whole story about how this reading relates to me personally as well. Oh yeah, the Star card. It's so beautiful. It's about healing. So yeah, healing and regeneration is a big, big part of this. The more that you recover your vital force energy, the improvements in your career will result from that, and you will attract more abundance, or you are attracting more abundance already, because you have prioritized your health. Your spiritual health is your energy health. Your energy health is your financial health and your career health. All of them are, like I said, undeniably interconnected. If you're still in the process of doing this healing work, they are recommending that you take some time to yourself. Some downtime is what they just said. You need to rest. You need to recuperate. You need to rejuvenate your energy. So for me, guidance from Spirit was stop taking clients. And I freaked out and said, how am I going to make ends meet? And they said, we will provide as you need it, right in the moment. The thing with Spirit is they never really provide it before you need it. They always provide it just when you need it. They're actually not arguing with me. They're kind of debating with me and saying, well, that's not necessarily true, Shevon. Sometimes we do provide it beforehand. It just doesn't feel as advanced as you'd like it to be for your ego to feel safe and secure. Yeah. So a lot of this is really kind of trusting and following that inner guidance system, that intuition. Yeah. Because that has been part of my lesson, was I have to trust, I have to lean in, I have to let go, I need to not control everything and just allow things to unfold, making positive choices every day as much as I can to ensure that I replenish my vital force energy and use it wisely. And that's what I'm seeing here for you as well, Group 3. Through replenishment of your vital force energy and wise usage of that, investing it in the things that need to get done, which includes care and prioritizing yourself. That's what's balancing things out. And all of a sudden, all this abundance comes in. All of these opportunities start to manifest. Wow, the Emperor. Talk about increased stability with this balance and leadership. I mean, I was just talking about a sense of control, but in this case, it's like surrendered control, because you're not coming from that place of lack anymore. You are filling your own cup, is what they just told me. Yeah, you're filling your own cup. And as a result, there's a feeling of abundance and stability, because everything is kind of being addressed. You know, you're having the groundwork and the foundation that supports you, so that you're not constantly, they're showing me somebody dancing on hot coals. Oh, like can't even put your feet down, constantly having to move because it was painful. Oh, interesting. I wonder what situation that was in. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like you could never stop and rest because it wasn't safe. Because like the ground was on fire, like the floor is lava, you know, but like for real. And you couldn't just stop and take a break and relax because it felt like you were going to burn up. Oh, yeah. So there was a lack of grounding. There was a lack of stability, and therefore a lack of finances and a lack of abundance. But I see you countering that. Oh, that's interesting. They're showing me the 10 of Wands here. The guy with the 10 of Wands in his hands, he's like taking those wands, putting them down on the ground and creating like a temporary walkway to get off of the hot coals. Oh, and then let the feet heal. Now they're showing me like lush green grass. And it's like putting the feet on the grass. First of all, that represents grounding. Second of all, they're showing the grass is like covered in like sweet, cool morning dew. And it's like healing and soothing and repairing the raw, burned tissue on the feet. This is all metaphor, but yeah, it's a very visceral one that they're showing me, and I can see that it was really painful for you to continue doing what you were doing, and it wasn't working. Clearly it wasn't working, and it wasn't sustainable. Same as my situation, it was not sustainable. If I continued to do that for another 6 or 7 years, I probably would have died. Yeah, Spirit's telling me I would have died, because holy shit. I think on some level I knew that. Sorry, it really hit me in this moment. Like just the finality of it all, and Spirit being like, yeah, you would have died. The fact that I needed to forgive myself for pushing myself through that and continuing to persist even when I knew it didn't feel right. Like it wasn't aligned. And I'm not going to edit this out. I'm going to leave this in the video because this is relevant to your reading group number 3. This is, I don't know if it's anything like that for you, but it feels similar. So I did want to share that, you know, your health is your wealth. That was the lesson I learned here, was I cannot help anyone if I am not helping myself. If I am not prioritizing my needs first and foremost, because all I did was give and give and give, and I was pouring from an empty cup. And now I'm filling that cup back up so that I can continue to give, but in a more sustainable way. And I have had to forgive myself for not listening. So this is if this is resonating with you, if you've been pushing yourself too hard with work, if you've been doing too much and not prioritizing your own care, this is a big wake-up call for you from Spirit to prioritize your health, because without that, you cannot attract abundance in any other form. Your health and your vital force energy are the primary form of abundance upon which all other abundance is built, is what Spirit just said and showed me in my mind's eye. They showed me the energy field around the body, and they're like, this is the template for the abundance you attract. If this is depleted, that's going to be depleted. And now they're showing me in my mind, your energy low, your bank account low. It's equal. Especially when you're a spiritual and spiritually aligned person. It doesn't necessarily apply quite as directly to other souls. I think some souls who are less sensitive can kind of bypass that a little bit, go into the sort of basic 3D and do the physical work and get the physical reward for that. But if you're a highly spiritual, energetic being, such as myself, which I'm assuming you are because you were drawn to my readings and you were drawn to tarot in general, it's, you know, high likelihood that you're an HSP, a highly sensitive person, and that makes your field more energetically sensitive, and therefore it needs to be more attuned to the higher frequencies and embodiments of abundance. That's why that's why you've drawn yourself at soul level to this reading, so that you can really have confirmation of this or understand these concepts, so that you can apply them and really replenish your energy. They keep giving me the word recover. Yeah, you need to recover your energy, recover your health. You're in the process of recovering your sense of stability, your ability to ground and feel safe, stable, as though you have enough. And that starts from within. Yeah. All right, guys. So I think I'll leave it there. This was quite an intense reading, but I really hope and pray that you guys are taking care of yourself. Please do that for yourself, and if for anyone else, just do it for me too, please, because I don't want anyone to go through what I've been through, and it's tough. So I want you guys to take care of yourself. Spirit wants you to take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for doing that if you already are, okay? And keep doing it. You're doing great. You are attracting abundance. More is coming. Trust and keep doing what you're doing, because it's going to be attracted in as you expand and heal your field and your body, okay? Spirit said more info to come. Stay tuned. That's so funny. Okay. I don't know, maybe it'll be in another reading, or it'll come through some other means of delivery. Okay. So stay tuned for that message from Spirit when it comes in. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you would like to support my work here on the channel even more to help me to continue to maintain my ability to provide these readings in this way, I do have memberships available on the channel. That's how I'm transitioning away from client work. And for a low monthly price, you do get all of the extended readings for certain readings. We also do members only pick a card readings and weekly guidance. There's also how-to tutorials and videos, and we do once monthly live streams too, where you guys can jump on in the chat. The members can ask me questions. I provide guidance using tarot and oracle, and I'm also a Reiki master, energy healer, so I can provide healing, body scans, energy work, channel your higher self, speak to your guides, all of that. So if that sounds good and you have the resources to invest in that, I would highly recommend it. It's a huge value for what you're getting, and it helps to support me to continue doing this work and replenishing my energy as well. So thank you so much for that. I love you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 4. If you chose Ask Your Guides for a Plan of Execution, the key to financial stability, then this is going to be your finances and career reading. So we're going to take a look at the Angel Answers deck first to get some information about what your guides are advising you to do in regard to this plan of action. Oh, okay. You have Remain Positive. I can't remember which other group got this card, but I think another group got this card. So first and foremost, their advice here is to remain positive, essentially keeping your vibration high because your career and finances are being impacted by your frequency. Now we have the situation will improve. So if you've been struggling with something in your finances or your career, they're saying that the situation is obviously going to get better, but you need to remain positive so that that can happen. Okay, let's take a look. A couple more cards here. What else does group number 4 need to know here, Spirit? Nope, keep going. There's something better. Okay. So it feels like I'm just getting the word alternative. Yeah, so there's an alternative solution to your current circumstances, and it's going to become clear in the near future. So if you've been struggling with financial stability, or you're just not really sure if you're where you want to be at in regard to what you're doing for work or your career, they're saying that, yeah, there is something better that you can do here, whether that's changing the way that you operate in your daily life is what I'm seeing. Actually, they just gave me that. I was going to say something else and they interjected. So whenever that happens, it's a very clear and direct message. There's something in your daily life that needs to change here, and it could be something to do with your mood or your outlook or your perspective and how that is impacting the situation. Or it could be something, it's interesting because these two cards both have these figures offering up. They're both holding their hands in a similar position with what looks like some kind of like an array of flowers and things like that they're bringing. So it does feel like there's something that's wanting to be offered to you, and it is an alternative. But it's something that maybe you didn't consider, because I'm seeing that it was like kind of in the darkness, or you didn't really think that was an option. So let's get some cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle and find out some more information here. For group number 4, okay, we've got a few cards there. You have Unfinished Symphony, Soulmates, and Building Blocks. Okay. Yeah, it feels like there's something better that you can be building with. Love may have an impact on your work and your money. So like, say for example, you're having a hard time within a relationship right now, that could definitely have a negative influence on your mindset, your mood, your ability to work, your drive or your goals and ambition, your ability to regulate your finances. Maybe it's costing extra money, or maybe there's some changes happening within your home environment. I see that there's something that needs to be closed out here, but they do want you to remain positive in the interim until you're kind of done with this phase. Yeah, it does feel like there's something that needs to be kind of finished up here, tying up loose ends or closing a door or just making a change of some kind or completing something. It doesn't even have to be an ending. It can just be about completion of a project or completion of some paperwork. They just flashed that before my eyes. So it could be something that you actually need to fill out and like hand in or file or something like that, that can help to improve the situation. They keep bringing me back to there's something better. So and they keep repeating the word alternative. So what is this alternative, Spirit? Oh, they said alternative approach. So there's an alternative approach that will help to improve the situation. Let's get another card. Thinker. They want you to think about it. Okay? They want you to like plan out all of your options. And on the bottom of the deck, we have no place like home. And since I did mention home environment, I think this is something in the home that does need to change. This could be a relationship or a living situation, or yeah, there's something in the home that would be beneficial to take a look at. Doesn't mean it's an ending. It just needs to, there's an alternative approach. If you work from home, this could be another significant message in regard to career, because it's a dual purpose, right? The home is not just where you relax and things like that. It's also a work environment. So it does have that double meaning. So I would look into that as well. And I think what they're talking about here is really kind of getting down to what is going to improve the situation, because you know what your situation is. So if it's been tough, you kind of know what the shortcomings are of the situation, or what the pitfalls are. They want you to think about potential solutions and to remain positive. So it's like, instead of discounting an optimistic outcome because it seems unrealistic, they're saying, no, actually consider that as an option and think about the best case scenario. What would that look like? What would have to happen for that outcome to actually, unfold in your life? And if you think that it's not possible, allow us, I'm translating for Spirit right now, allow us to come in and assist you with the unfolding. Allow us to help you in the process of resolving this issue, or, bringing this situation to completion. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's the gist of it. So they really want you to look at all of the options. Don't discount anything. So let's take a look. You have, Two of Pentacles weighing up your options. That's exactly what this card is. You're looking at, do I do this? Do I do that? Making a decision, weighing up your finances, especially if you've been trying to balance out your finances, like if there's more income than outgoing, or something like that. They're saying that there is another option here. There is an alternative, something that you haven't necessarily considered, maybe because you didn't know it was an option, or you thought that it was too good to be true, or that it wasn't possible for you. I feel like it's something that you need to research, because that's what they're showing me, is like looking something up. So it's something you need to research. It could be some kind of they're showing me like a grant, or like an application for, something. I don't know if it's like, no, it's not insurance. I was going to say insurance, but no, it's not insurance. It looks like a grant, or some kind of like a loan, maybe. No, not a loan. That doesn't feel energetically correct. A grant is the closest thing that I can think of that feels energetically similar enough. So it's something like that. I don't know how this applies to your situation, but it could be something along those lines. But it's like some kind of a way to bring in extra income. Wow, the Empress. The situation will definitely improve. I mean, the balancing of the finance is going to come about. And the Empress here is an abundant creative energy. So they want you to really think creatively to solve this situation, to find a solution, because to every problem there is a solution. It is the natural order of things. It's like, it's a polarity thing. Like, there has to be a solution if there is a problem. It's impossible for something to have a problem and not have a solution, because it needs to have balance in like universal law. So the problem is not unfixable. The situation is not fundamentally you're just like there forever. It's going to change. Everything changes, but it's going to be a process of Something to do with love. Yeah, it's a process of kind of doing some kind of healing or getting some closure. Love is involved here somehow. This is a finances and career reading. We have the soulmates card and the Knight of Cups. These are love energies. So there's something to do with relationships that is either directly or indirectly impacting your finances and career. This could be no, I was going to say this could be past energy, but this feels very present. Or this could be a relationship that gives you information in the near future, somebody coming in. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. This could be somebody who's like a soulmate, like a friend or a soul family member or something like that, who comes in and gives you some information of, oh, hey, have you thought about doing this? And it gives you something to think about because you didn't consider that alternative. Again, it's like somebody's presenting something to you, and this kind of gives you the idea or the building blocks to be able to finish whatever was unfinished here. It does feel like information that they're bringing. It's like a message that is going to help you to resolve this situation. I do want to clarify the Knight of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely to do with work. It's definitely to do with career and finances. It's just there's something emotional about it. There's something related to love, whether it's platonic or romantic. It's related to love, definitely. And the Three of Pentacles here is the patron showing his wares, and the master craftsman being admired for his work. So this could be people admiring what you're doing and saying, hey, I want to offer you this, or I want to fund you, or I see like an opportunity. And I think that's why you're kind of weighing things up. Maybe it's something you didn't expect coming in the near future. Something that, again, it's going to give you these building blocks to finish the symphony. Maybe this person has like the finishing of the symphony. Let's say, for example, it's a metaphor, but let's say, for example, you wrote a song and you couldn't, for whatever reason, complete it because it just didn't feel right. Something was off. You couldn't figure out what was missing. And so you had like 3/4 of the song completed, but you couldn't really get to the end and just complete it and really have it nice and polished. And then somebody comes in and because they listen to that song in some of your other work or something like that, and they have an idea of how to finish the song. So they come in and they say, hey, I create music too. This song that you made over here was really inspiring, and I was wondering if we could work together, or did you want to pick each other's brains or something like that, or like sit down and have a meeting or whatever. And then this person has this idea and it sparks your inspiration, or it gives you that sort of epiphany moment where you're able to complete this song finally. And it's like through collaboration or through some kind of information or offer that you're able to finalize something, improve the situation, and build for the future. I'm going to clarify the Empress as well. The Three of Cups. It's 3, 3, and 3. So 333 could be a significant number that you're seeing. This could be something that you see in the future around the time that this situation improves, or that this kind of offer or opportunity comes in. The Three of Cups is a good indication that there will be cause to celebrate. So this situation definitely will improve because there is an alternative. There is something better. There's building blocks that are going to help you to really expand and grow into the future in a more balanced way. And you're going to be able to create, and you're going to feel very abundant is what I'm seeing here. So you're going to have more than enough. It is important at this phase to just remain positive and know that this will get better if you're in a situation that is a little bit less than what you would like it to be, or not as satisfying or stable as you'd like it to be. Let's clarify the Two of Pentacles. You have the Hermit. Okay, so a little bit of introspection I'm really seeing here with the Hermit and the Thinker. It's something that you do need to sit down and think about. I think if this is like a financial thing, it would be beneficial to maybe even sit down with like a financial advisor or drop a budget or something. Or maybe if it's like in your household, then you could sit down with everybody and kind of go through it together, something like that. But I see that being introspective about this and really brainstorming, that's the word I was looking for earlier. Brainstorming is going to be helpful, and there's going to be some creative solutions to help to balance out some things here. Again, don't discount. They're saying, like when in the movies and people are like kind of desperate and they're brainstorming on how can we find a solution, and then somebody says there's no bad ideas, and then somebody says a bad idea and they're like, well, there's some bad ideas. Spirit is like, no, seriously, there's no bad ideas here. Throw everything on the table, write it all down, just brain dump it out and see what you can come up with, because there's going to be something there that's going to lead you in the right direction. And I think that even just doing that process is going to help to energetically shift how you're approaching the situation, and therefore how the situation is unfolding. And I think that is exactly what is going to bring in this other person with this message or this information, or maybe it even comes from within you. Maybe it's not from someone else. Maybe this is all internal and it just kind of comes up and you realize it, and then you know what to do. Or things unfold in such a way that then there is a solution and it's presented to you. But the first step is really to think about it, to sit down and make a sort of plan in a sort of roundabout way. It doesn't have to be a very rigid, direct, to the T, on the nose plan. It can just be kind of like, this is the general idea, this is the problem, these are the options, what's going to suit best, and then start making some moves, because I think that's just going to shift your energy. I do feel called to getting one last card. Oh, there it is. You have the 5 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, I see like group brainstorming. Again, they're showing me like collaboration. And it's like all of these people with their different sticks, and they all have a different idea on how to line the sticks up and build a house or build a bridge or whatever it is. And so it's kind of like there's no bad ideas. Everybody just throw their ideas out, and it's a little chaotic for the moment, but in all of that chaos, once the dust settles, that's when you'll have what you needed to be able to finish this thing, this project, this symphony, whatever it happens to be. And that's what's going to help the situation to improve. So yeah, in regard to your finances and career, group number 4, I feel like the key to your financial stability, right? Because that's what the 2 of Pentacles is talking about here, stability, finding balance, is really going to be getting creatively open-minded about finding solutions, maybe consulting other people or brainstorming to find a solution that suits you or suits the group, if this is like a family or a work group thing. Because I do see groups of people here. We got the 3 of Cups, the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles. There's definitely groups of people involved in this, even though the Empress and the Hermit are more solitary energies. I feel like there's you, and then there's other people involved in this. And I think part of it is going to be you kind of formulating a plan on your own and coming up with some ideas, and then bouncing those off of other people and getting their feedback, and then finding a mutually beneficial solution. Let me just see if there's any more messages from Spirit here. Well, they want you to know that you're doing okay. That's what they said. They said that you're doing okay. It seems worse than it is. Okay, so if you've been struggling to make ends meet, or you've been feeling stagnant in your career, or you've been kind of stuck in a job that you don't like, they're saying you're doing okay. And for this point in your journey, you're actually where your development is, it's about to catalyze into something more, is kind of what they're showing me. So it's not quite as bad as it seems. It's like this is kind of the grist for the mill, if you will. It's like the coal for the fire. It's something to ignite. It's the catalyst, yeah. So it does kind of put you in a little bit of a tough spot so that you do have to get creative when your back's up against the wall and find a solution that's actually going to really benefit you long term. Because not only do you learn from the situation and learn these problem solving and collaboration skills, but you also get the benefit of the skill development of, yeah, you get the benefit of the skill. No, it's not that. Sorry, hold on. You basically just level yourself up. You just learn from this experience. You develop these knowledge, I guess. It's not skills, because I keep wanting to say skills and they keep stopping me, and then my mind goes blank when they do that, because if it's not the right thing, if they give me an energetic no, it's kind of like they put a lid on everything and my energy just goes whoa. So yeah, it's not about skill. You're not even like in this situation to develop any kind of skills. It's really just like practice, I guess, of your mindset, your perspective, your willingness to be open to things, to think about things in new ways, to seek out solutions, to welcome in support, or like information from others. Input could even come in the form of criticism, but I don't really feel that. I think for the most part it's going to be collaborative in nature. But even criticism can come in a collaborative format. It's not always like, it's like constructive criticism, But it's definitely going to unlock something for you. They keep showing me the heart in the penguin's chest with the keyhole in it. So it's going to unlock something for you. It's going to help you to evolve. That's what they're showing me. Unfold is a better word, they said. Yeah, okay. So it's not even about evolution. It's like unfolding, something unfolding. You are unfolding. Oh, okay. So it's, oh, that's so funny. They're showing me that you've kind of like been folded up into a little box, and whatever is going on in this situation, it's like you're able to unfold and see all of what was in there. It's like you're more open-minded, more open-hearted, more open to yourself, more open to other people. That's the whole purpose of this then. It's just opening you up. There we go. Now I got a yes energetically. And a yes to me feels like it's like this big, everything flows more smoothly when it's a yes. It's like everything constricts when it's a no. And when it's a yes, it's like, oh, that's so much easier. Everything just relaxes. It's so nice. So I think that's the reason I'm telling you this, because I don't normally talk about that, is because that is an indication in this situation for you. So if it feels like a no, you're going to hit up against roadblocks and you're going to feel stoppered up or compressed or constricted. And if it feels like a yes, you're going to feel sort of loosey-goosey and flowy and relaxed. So listen to your body. I think that's a message from the Empress there. Listen to your body, because your body can give you these intuitive signals and hits that can help you to think outside the box and find a solution. Yes, that is what Spirit wanted to say. All right, group number 4, that is what I see for you. You have this golden key within you. That's the whole purpose of the key. Oh, right, because even on the card, there was a key. Right, it's the key to financial stability, and it's in your heart. That's why they want you to feel and go with your intuition, go listen to your body, and it's connected to, your heart. Oh, yes. Okay, so by opening your heart, you're opening your mind, and then you resolve the situation and you find the alternative in the near future. All right, so I'll leave it at that. I hope it resonated and that this reading supported you in this situation. It will improve. Please know that, and you will create some balance there. I'm rooting for you guys, group number 4. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to support the channel, we do have memberships available here. If you want to go deeper, we've got lots of members only pick a card readings, how-to tutorials. There's going to be courses coming as well, and we're doing a monthly live reading where I connect you guys psychically and provide healing, guidance, and insight from Spirit. So if you guys are interested in that, hit the join button, and if you don't see it there, that means that you are on an iOS device and you will need to go through a desktop computer or an Android or the web page rather than the YouTube app. For whatever reason, the YouTube app on Apple products does not seem to work to show the join button. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. So thank you so much, guys, for supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stick around for more readings, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.